I am extremely sorry that a poor choice of words.
A public and humble apology by the Allied commander. Saddam's army recaptures a major oil center from Kurdish rebels. And Gorbachev's chief political rival survives a leadership challenge. This is the CBS Evening News. Dan Rather reporting. Good evening. President Bush got an apology from his top general in the Persian Gulf today. They worked to patch up their public differences, trying to contain a growing controversy over how and when the war ended, over whether Saddam should have been toppled, whether Allied forces should have gone on to Baghdad. Details from correspondent David Martin at the Pentagon.
The conquering hero, General Norman Schwarzkopf, personally, publicly, and humbly apologized to President Bush for having suggested that he disagreed with the commander-in-chief's decision to stop the war short of annihilating the Iraqi army.
I really felt terrible that my words were being used to somehow, as I say, to somehow cast aspersions upon the decisions made by the president. And I apologized to the president. I said I am extremely sorry that a poor choice of words on my part in any way would result on dishonor cast upon you.
That was more than good enough for the president.
No need for any apology. You got my full support.
Who clearly wants to end the controversy over what is emerging as the most crucial decision of the war. A controversy which began when Schwarzkopf told an interviewer he wanted to fight on.
Frankly, my recommendation had been, continue to march.
After both the president and Secretary of Defense publicly disputed Schwarzkopf's version, the general today told a different story.
I agreed 100% with the decision, and I think it was a correct decision. I thought it was a correct decision then, and I think it's a correct decision now.
The decision allowed 700 Iraqi tanks and 1,400 armored personnel carriers to escape destruction and live to fight another day, this time against the insurgents trying to overthrow Saddam Hussein. Saddam's army today recaptured the northern city of Kirkuk from Kurdish rebels who retreated in the face of overwhelming firepower. Nevertheless, rebels still control large areas of the north where they have smashed government buildings, including Saddam's mountain retreat. As always in war, the innocent suffer. The rebels say these children were the victims of poison gas, although U.S. intelligence still has no independent confirmation Saddam is gassing his own people.
It seems logical to say the rebels would have a better chance of overthrowing Saddam if President Bush had allowed Schwarzkopf to fight on until the last Iraqi tank was destroyed. It is certainly safe to say that in calling off the slaughter of the Iraqi army, the president left Saddam with weapons he is now using to slaughter his own people. David Martin, CBS News, the Pentagon.
National Security Advisor Brent Scowcroft has just returned from a secret mission to the Middle East. This was confirmed to CBS News tonight by a senior Bush administration official who would not say where Scowcroft went. The official did say that President Bush sent Scowcroft to discuss, and now I quote, recent developments in the Gulf, unquote. Riding the crest of a huge and daring rally, Soviet President Gorbachev's arch-rival, Boris Yeltsin, received a triumphant welcome today from Russian legislators. Anthony Mason in Moscow reports.
Moscow streets were wide open again this morning. Overnight, Gorbachev's army of police had withdrawn. And Boris Yeltsin, his supporters having successfully defied the ban on demonstrations yesterday, was met with a standing ovation in the Russian parliament. But no one was writing Gorbachev's political obituary.
No, it's not so easy in Russia to get finished.
Gorbachev, speaking to a group of agricultural leaders today, insisted he was not wavering from the path of democracy. But order and strong authority, he said, were essential. Soviet officials acknowledged that sending 50,000 militia into